So without further ado, let's take off. It is my pleasure to invite Ms. Leong Houn, Director of Future Mobility and Head of the Move SG Accelerator at GoBell, to give her opening remarks. Houn, please.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to 2023 Move SG Future Mobility Summit. Firstly, I would like to thank everyone for making your time to be here today. And it is so amazing to see such an overwhelming response and support for today's event. So we don't only have the audiences here, but we also have audiences virtually as well. So thank you very much again. I'm so excited to announce the lineup of incredible global speakers today. But before I do that, I would like to invite you to take a little moment to imagine ourselves in a time capsule reflecting on history as a guidance and inspiration to our future. The last 2.5 years ago have been extraordinary. The unnerving combination of global pandemic compounded by energy scarcity, inflation headwinds, supply chain constraints, and geopolitical tensions have had people wondering what certainties are left. Today's event might even feel like a cluster of tectonic shifts that are reshaping our world. This reminds us most of the aftermath of the shocks in the early 1970s, which shared features resonant with today. An energy crisis, a negative supply shock, great inflation, a new monetary era, rising multipolar geopolitical assertion, and resource competition. The aftershocks came in many waves and took almost 20 years to resolve. The return of stability required investment in energy independence and painful monetary stabilization, including double-digit interest rates and recessions associated with the US Federal Reserve under Paul Volcker. But there are differences between now and the tectonic shifts of the early 1970s. Today's world is much more globally entwined, financially leveraged, and carbon constrained. This time, can we do better and write a new narrative of progress more quickly? We start the next era, one that is about to unfold from a fundamentally different point from which we started the previous one. Without a question, today's world is better. What could that new era look like? The die is not yet cast. Let's now focus on one of the biggest mega trends, mobility, the reason why we're all here. The world of mobility has entered an age of unprecedented change powered by a vehicle case that is autonomous connectivity, autonomous shared mobility and electrification, and carbon neutrality commitments, all enabled by rapid technological innovations and democratization of transversal AI to exploration of photonics, quantum, and space technology. This myriad of concurrent advancement will fundamentally shape the cities around us where mobility is truly at the heart of it all, enabling the reverberations of seismic shift to humankind, forever changing the way we connect, live, work, and play. Traditional OEMs and new startups are spending more to address these trends. Since 2010, investors have channeled US dollars 280 billion into innovative hardware and software automotive solutions. Almost half of this has gone to electric vehicles. And in this supercharged megatrends, governments are playing a significant role in implementing legislations and frameworks that guide and form the cornerstones of cooperations between multi-industry players towards an overarching Vision Zero. Zero emissions, zero waste, zero accidents. The EU has made ADAS security mandatory for all new cars sold from May 2024. This includes, amongst many others, intelligent speed assist, fatigue and drowsiness detector, black box, and integrated breathalyzer. And between 2024 and 2026, new cars will have to include a more advanced detection system for pedestrians and cyclists. Vehicles will have to adapt their bodies to protect these two vulnerable groups in the event of being hit. This continuous advancement of ADAS directly drives the implementations, development, maturity, and acceptance of high levels of autonomous driving, level 3+ onto level 5. UN's World Forum for Harmonization of Vehicle Regulation, WP.29, is working on additional regulation for using autonomous driving functions at higher speeds, up to 130 kilometers per hour. According to McKinsey, passenger car ADAS and autonomous driving systems could create US $300 billion to $400 billion in revenues by 2035. Strong annual growth of up to 30% is expected for level 2 ADAS through to 2025, largely driven by regulations. And by 2030, it is estimated that 12% of vehicles will be equipped with level 3 and level 4 autonomous driving capabilities, compared with only 1% in 2025. In addition, the EU aims to be climate neutral by 2050, an economy with net zero greenhouse gas emissions, with the Paris Agreement objective to keep the global temperature to below 2 degrees Celsius and pursue efforts to keep it to 1.5 degrees Celsius. According to Arab and Oxford Economics, the green industries globally could be worth US dollars 10.3 trillion by 2050. Sustainability isn't just an option. It is a new business growth imperative. Now let's circle back to the very start. If we are indeed in the early throes of a seismic shift, as the evidence appears to suggest, leaders must both prepare for the possibility of a new era and position themselves to shape it. The current vantage point may invite pessimism, yet through all the ups and downs of the world, progress has marched on and performed the miraculous. Our times demand action, but history also offers great hope. We are all certainly under no illusions that the challenges of Vision Zero will not be a walk in the park, certainly. Working out how to respond to the current moment and the path ahead is complex and requires boldness. And with that today, we're all very privileged to listen and learn from the world's experts speaking on autonomous technology, legislations, mobility trends, hydrogen energy, smart factory, quantum technology, and pitches from innovative startups. I'd like to end with a little something audacious for us to postulate on. What will be next? A world beyond zero, where perhaps, for instance, buildings and cities would not just be carbon neutral, but carbon positive. Now that's truly an idea well worth considering once we realize innovations that are truly zero. On that note, we invite you to join us in a conversation about the future. Thank you very much.